everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading today, looking at the next big change coming into your life. Okay, so relatively quick reading today, but I am using a brand new deck. I do have the Blackbird lenormand today, so brand new deck, but it's a really interesting one. It's very it's just black and white, so it does have a lot more like vividness to the deck. So I'm excited to see how that sort of is interpreted through the intuitive side of things, how I do read quite intuitively. So, not as much going on in these cards with background pictures and symbolism and all that sort of stuff. So pretty straightforward, hopefully, messages, but it is coming across quite vivid already. So I feel like this deck is speaking loudly before we've even started. But we are looking at, like I said, the next big change coming into your life. Okay, so this could be, change in any area of your life. So we'll see what sort of comes out for everybody. As always, I will be taking timestamps. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. But we'll get started today with our Aries. Okay, how are we today, Aries? Okay, next big change in Aries life. What's the next big change happening for our Aries? Okay, I'm just going to, one more to clarify that, please, for Aries. It is coming through pretty clearly, but yeah, okay. So we do have the child coming through firstly for you, Aries. So for some of you, we may actually be welcoming a new child into your life, whether that's your own child or meeting somebody who does have a child. For some of you, this is a physical, actual child coming into your life, and that bringing about a lot of change. Okay, so when I have asked to clarify this message for you, I have gotten the scythe, which, that's the reading of the card of the day. With this particular reading, it does talk about sudden unexpected changes, big things changing for you, Aries. So some of these changes may be quite unexpected and happening really quickly as well. But we do also have the clouds for you, Aries. So it does sort of show us that, even if this is not an actual child coming into your life, we may have something to do with children on our mind. The clouds is all about your thoughts. So you may be thinking about having a child, thinking about what would it be like to have a child. If you do already have a child, thinking about what you need to do for that child, what that child might be like when they're older. Pretty much a lot of thoughts going on around children. But for those of you where it's not actual, children, the child card actually does represent brand new adventures and the way that you're looking at things. Okay, so especially with the thoughts card there, I do feel that for quite a lot of you, this is what we're looking at here. It's talking about, the way that you think. Rather than allowing all negative thoughts to override you there, you really are starting to find, you may just notice this really unexpectedly. It may be a sudden change for you to be able to swap from the negative thinking into this type of thinking where, you have a lot of hope and optimism. All right, so it's like every cloud has its silver lining, and all of a sudden here you are finding those silver linings, Aries. So that could be a very big change for a lot of you, because the clouds sometimes can, it's that sort of overthinking that can lead to anxiety and even depression and that sort of stuff. So we are seeing a brand new change coming through in that aspect. So for a lot of you, if you have been, having anxiety and depression related thoughts, we are seeing a sudden change away from that and moving into the clearer thoughts where you're really starting to see life through, you know, like the child's perspective of everything is an adventure. Everything has the opportunity to be fun and exciting and brand new. So really having that sort of innocence in the way that you're thinking about things, and a lot of positivity comes through with that child energy as well. So for you, Aries, that does seem like it is going to be quite a positive change with that child energy. It really does talk about positivity and having hope, okay, that things might be better for you, especially in the realm of the way that you think about things. Okay, so for you, Aries, we are sort of seeing some internal changes happening, but like I said, it feels like it's going to be quite unexpected. You may have gotten used to, you know, overthinking everything and being a bit anxious with the way that you think about things. And so it's quite unexpected for you to all of a sudden, you know, have the rose-colored glasses on and be able to see things in a much more positive light, and really being able to, you know, just be excited for the new beginnings and the next adventure kind of stuff as well. Okay, you're more than welcome to check other placements, of course, but we'll move over to Taurus. How are we, Taurus? Okay, next big change for Taurus. What's the next big change coming in for Taurus? Whoa, flying cards at me today, Taurus. Okay, and one more for that. What comes after that second card, please, for our Taurus? Okay, so Taurus, we are seeing for you, the next big change coming in for you is an emotional one. The moon was the one that flew on out. So there is this aspect too of, you know, following your intuition and changing the way that you're listening to your intuition. Okay, so I do feel like that's important for quite a lot of you, that, you know, there's this change that you need to, I feel like this is a change you need to make, where you need to start listening to your intuition a little bit more. But overall, we are looking at some sort of big emotional change, and that's coming through with the coffin energy. Okay, so this is like the stuff that you're sensitive to, your vulnerabilities, and ending. You know, the coffin is all about death and rebirth. So we're seeing the death of some emotions rebirthing into this brand new type of energy for you. So it's kind of like, I kind of want to say, you know, kill off those negative emotions and start over brand new. Close the lid on those past emotions that aren't serving you anymore, is kind of where I feel this is for you, Taurus. You know, especially with that coffin there, it really does talk about endings, bringing brand new beginnings for you. So ending certain things on an emotional level. So for some of you, this may actually just be a thing or a situation in your life that you're finding quite emotional. It's a very emotionally charged situation. You know, it brings up a lot of sensitivity within you whenever you're dealing with that situation. And it's talking about the ending of that situation. So the ending of those emotions and moving forward into, you know, a brand new beginning. So what comes after that coffin energy, we do have the bear energy. Okay, so the bear energy is all about you creating boundaries, and so this emotionally charged thing that you're ending out, it may be, you know, letting people take advantage of you, which, you know, it just inspires negative emotions within you every time you do it, you know, and then you're ending that cycle out and moving forward into a cycle where you've got nice, strong boundaries. The bear is like a power card, so it really is a very strong, powerful energy, telling you to stand strong and firm. So we do see that with these new beginnings, it's you standing strong and firm about letting those past emotions come back in at all. You know, so I feel for a lot of you, it's related to a specific person or situation that you're ending that cycle out. You're ending that situation somehow. You're putting a lid on that. You're closing that off, and you're now moving forward into this new energy where you're like, nope, I've created this boundary. I'm not going to let anyone cross that boundary again. I'm going to, you know, protect myself and nurture myself from having to experience those negative emotions again. All right. So overall, it doesn't really read as like a huge, big change, but for you, it's going to be. All right. We are asking what your next big change is, and this is what the next biggest change is coming in for you, Taurus. So, it may not sound as though it's a huge thing, but it is actually going to affect you in a huge way because it's really allowing you to have those boundaries firm, and you're kind of standing your ground and not allowing people to walk all over you, or not allowing past emotional situations to walk back all over you, walk back into your life and think that they can treat you the same way all over again. You're not going to allow that anymore. It's standing firm and strong in the future, and having a brand new beginning just within yourself when it comes to, your boundaries and your own sort of personal power. All right, so very interesting, Taurus. But you are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we will move on over to Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Next big change happening for our Geminis. What's the next big change coming into Gemini's life? Okay, and why does Gemini need to know about that big change? Why is that a big change for Gemini? Pretty straightforward here, Gemini. We do have the rider first and foremost, which is like good news on the way. It's a message on the way in some form. All right, it usually comes in pretty quickly, and so with this being the next big change, this is going to make a big impact on you, even if it happens in a small way. But it is sort of coming in quick, some sort of news, and the news that's coming in directly is about them. Okay, we have the them card. Okay, this particular Lenormand deck, instead of having the masculine and feminine, it has you and them. Okay, so with this, we're seeing other people, somebody else, somebody coming towards you with some sort of good news. And the reason that you need to know this, it's not really telling us much about, what they're coming towards you saying, what they're coming in with, what this news is. But what we're seeing is that this is actually going to spur a big change in you in the sense of the tree energy. Okay, so we see self-care, self-growth, and that sort of energy with the tree. A lot of growth, and finding your inner maturity. So this is all about you. So when this, even though it's saying them, someone else coming to you with some sort of news or message coming towards you. So for a lot of you, this is just somebody showing up in your life, full stop. Obviously I do feel with the rider and the them card that this is probably somebody that you do already know, maybe somebody that you're not in contact with, that sort of a thing. But they're coming back around. They're coming into your life. They're showing up, and it's going to set you on this path of self-growth, of bettering yourself. I feel like for a lot of you, you're wising up to this person, and I am kind of getting that the energy there is that they're coming back as kind of like in this good news, and you're kind of like, no, I'm focusing on me. I don't need to worry about you coming back into my life because I'm too busy looking at myself at the moment, and expanding myself, and bettering myself, and growing within myself as a person. I'm not really bothered by this news that you're telling me, but it is actually in some way going to spur on your drive for your self-care. So it'll sort of, for some of you, this may actually, the writer usually is positive news, good news, but I do feel just intuitively there that for some of you, this is actually bad news. This person coming back and it's not necessarily bad news, but it's kind of like creating that impact where you're kind of like, nah, nah. you may think that you're offering me good news right now, but do you know what? It's not. I've actually moved on, and I'm ready to, focus on myself. I don't need to focus on you and your news, whatever you're coming to me telling me. I don't need to focus on that. I want to actually focus on myself. All right. So it kind of feels like they spur you on. They spur you into action, to focus on yourself, because you kind of realize that you don't need them to come in with this news, in order for you to focus on yourself and care about yourself and whatnot. So it's a very interesting message, but it is going to spur some big growth within you in some way, shape, or form. With the tree there too, it really could actually. It can expand your wisdom and your learning as well. So for some of you, it may actually it may be something along the lines of someone coming to you with news of, oh, you've been accepted into, like, it's a bit different here in Australia to other countries, but it may be like news of, oh, you've been accepted into a certain college, or you've been accepted to start some sort of educational process, some sort of training. So for some of you, it's as simple as that. But, for others of you, I feel like this is actually it's kind of like that turning point, that final straw that snaps you into, nope, I need to focus on me, is kind of what I'm feeling for majority of you there, Gemini. All right, but you're more than welcome to check your other signs as well. But we'll move on to Cancer. How are we, Cancer? All right. Next big change coming in for Cancer. What's the next big change in Cancer's life? Please clarify that second card. Okay, so we have the book first and foremost. All right, and for some reason it feels important, but we do have the bear next, and as you can probably see here, both the playing card, we've got the 10 of clubs and the 10 of spades. Okay, so 10 of diamonds, I should say. So for some reason, the number 10 feels important for you right now, Cancer. So maybe this is happening in 10 days, 10 within the next 10 weeks. No, 10 days feels closer to correct there. So I feel like for a lot of you, something is happening in 10 days time. Okay, that was just a bit random, but moving into the actual reading, we do have the book firstly. So we are seeing, I am getting a very strong unknown element from the book. Sometimes it talks about, you haven't read the book yet. You don't know what's coming next. You don't know what to expect in the next chapter. It's kind of like those plot twists. You don't know what the next plot twist is going to be. You don't know who, what characters are going to come into the next chapter, or be featured in the next chapter, which characters are going to be more important in the story in the next chapter. I'm getting a very strong sense of the unknown with this at the moment there. For some of you, that's also talking about education. All right. But because I do have the bear there, and the energy I'm getting with the bear is actually, it's actually quite different to what the bear usually reads as. Okay, so the bear is actually, usually it's talking about, somebody protecting themselves, being that mama bear, nurturing type energy, but it's feeling different for you today. Okay, it's feeling, to start with, it's feeling like it's somebody else's energy, not your own. And it feels like we're looking at a bear rather than this being you yourself. It feels like this next chapter is going to have a character who is a bear. Okay, there's someone out there watching that this is a bear, like a bear, like, I got to be careful how I say it with the YouTube guidelines, but like if you're in the gay scene, okay, you'll know what a bear is. So if there's at least one of you out there that's an actual bear coming into your life, okay? Because I am feeling that for a lot of you, this bear is actually more symbolic. It's not necessarily the standard lenormand meanings of the bear. It's actually more symbolic. It's got something to do with this person. And for some reason that you are associating this person with a bear, like an actual type of bear. Like, I'm just trying to think, like, what would symbolize a bear? Like, we don't have bears in Australia. Okay, that's a random story, Cancer. I once saw a bear in Australia. I was on a train and I saw a bear in a field in the middle of nowhere, and no one believes me because it's like we don't have bears in Australia. But it's like I know I saw a bear in Australia, but that's totally random. But there's like I looked it up and there's like stories about circus things that train accidents and the bear, like some of the bears got loose and stuff like that, and just like random stuff like this. Oh, that was totally random. Cancer, the energy is really like random at the moment. It's throwing me like all over the place here. Because that for some reason when I started talking about that I have seen a bear in Australia, it made me think of like who's the big Chewbacca guy that you guys have in America? My brain, like that's what I mean. It's sending me on a million different tangents here. Like cryptids, like like um like I don't know how that's related to the bear energy. So this person, they may have a lot of like random things. Like they may talk about a lot of weird things, or like cryptids, or werewolves, or I can't think why can I not think of a Sasquatch? Is that what I'm thinking of? Like a Sasquatch thing? Um, why is that? Why is the word not coming to me? I don't know. I keep thinking Chewbacca out of Star Wars. There's something really like because of the unknown as well. There's something unknown about this person. They're really interested in the unknown. Yeah, so there may be a bit of a conspiracy nut. Um, I'm just trying to work out how this relates to you, Cancer, and why this is such a big change for you, Cancer. Because the book can also talk about like research and education. So maybe this is you going into this, rabbit hole of learning more about all that sort of stuff and researching cryptids and aliens and all that sort of thing. I'm really getting drawn down like a rabbit hole here. But I do feel that for a lot of you, this bear is an actual person coming into your life. So maybe it's them that's the person that's obsessed with like rabbit hole type stuff, like all that sort of stuff that we're talking about there. But there's something really big coming in for you, Cancer, that it's like, I can't even work out what this is. It's something really, really, there's an unknown factor here that is like an offset. It's a really oddball thing, like something really maybe crazy. It's like you're gonna have some weird stuff happening. So random. I'm that was clarified by the stars. Okay, so there is some sort of wish associated with this person. Some sort of wish coming true for you, to do with this. So, like, if you're someone who has been I keep getting really weird messages because I'm like, I just wanted to say then, I went to say, if you're someone who has wished that you would get abducted by aliens, that's what's like, there's weird stuff here. There's something weird here. Something really out of the normal. Okay, can you please show me how to tell Cancer this message? Can you please show me? Can you show me clearly how to pass this message on for Cancer, please? Yeah, so the wish or desire that, you have some sort of wish or desire, and it's connected to a person. I don't know that you even know this person yet, but this person is going to be like a main character in the next part of your life. And I'm, this bear energy, it may not be a love interest. It may be like a friend type energy. But it's actually really going to, set you on the path to have some of your wishes fulfilled. But once again, I'm getting that crazy kind of energy where it could go anywhere. Because I've got the snake and the dog that have told me how to pass this message on to you, and the snake is slither, it goes all over. It can go it doesn't follow a straight line. It's and it's with the snake too, there's that level of there can also be that level of deception and I'm getting in the sense that other people might not believe you. You know how I said a minute ago about how I saw the bear and people don't believe me. That's what I'm kind of getting here, is that something is going to happen to you, Cancer, that no one's going to believe you that this happens. Oh my goodness. I cannot get it any clearer than that, Cancer, but such a weird message, such a weird energy. Let me know. But like I said, that may happen in 10 days from now. So come back in 10 days and let me know, Cancer. I'm so, the energy, it's not a negative energy, okay? It's not a negative energy. It's a exciting kind of energy. But it's connected with somebody else, who maybe somehow they represent a bear to you. They may be like a big person. They may be, a very strong, powerful person. They may be, they may be an actual bear. Maybe they are a furry and they wear a bear costume. I don't know. They're a bear. Somehow they're a bear. Maybe they collect bear statues, or they talk about bears, something about bears. That's how you'll know who this person is. There's a bear reference to this person. So maybe it's just something as simple as, this person says something about, I'm going on a bear hunt, or bears. They say something about, here, take some bear spray with you or something. We don't have that in Australia, but there's a bear reference there, and I'm getting it's more a literal bear reference than a lenormand bear. if that kind of makes sense. But check your other placements, because I cannot get any clearer on that. That's really evading me today, that one. Okay, Cancer. So yeah, check your other placements and see if you can get anything else for yourself. But for now, we'll move on to Leo. Okay, Leo. Leo, how are we today? Okay, next big change coming into Leo's life, please. What's the next big change coming in for Leo? Okay, why does Leo need to know that? Why does Leo need to know that? Okay. It's not really telling me if it's negative or positive, Leo. So for some of you, I think this is going to be a positive, and others, this is not going to be a happy thing at all. Because the reason you need to know that is the Moon card, which has got to do with your emotions. Okay, so there's going to be a big emotional thing coming up. What this is it's going to bring out a lot of emotion for you, whether good or bad, maybe both for some of you. But there is some sort of emotional upset, whether that's a positive upset or a negative upset. And it's related to, we have the Tower followed by the Heart. Okay, and I also do have the Mice energy there as well. So it's pretty clearly telling me that this is, with the Tower, a lot of the time it talks about the past, somebody older than you or somebody from your past. I do straight away feel as though this is a past lover, a past love of yours, Leo, that we're looking at there. Someone that you thought you had lost, or this person may have stolen from you. For some of you, something was lost from this connection. And it's a past. That's why I'm feeling like it's a past connection doubly, because this references the past as well. So we're getting a double past sort of reference. So, it feels like this person has eaten away at your energy in some way, whether it's just because, you constantly think about this person, or whether it's, in a negative way that they have taken from your energy. I am getting that for some of you, this person has outright stolen from you. And they're coming back. It feels like they're coming back around. That's the next big change. There's a big change involving that person in your life. Okay, and it is going to be some sort of emotional upset. Okay, now, I don't normally like to read this, but for some of you, maybe only one of you, this is, it's someone from your past, but we're experiencing that loss now. Okay, so this may actually be a physical loss of a person. Somebody may be passing away, and it's a past love. Okay, someone from your past that you had love for. So it doesn't with the Heart, it doesn't necessarily mean a romantic love. It could also be talking about platonic love, but it's somebody that you're not. I don't feel like you're in contact with this person currently. It's somebody from the past, and so it's just going to cause some emotional upset for you. So be prepared to deal with the emotions. I do feel, as I'm talking about that, I am sort of feeling that for majority of you, this is going to be negative emotions for you being brought up here, especially when we're looking at issues of, potential someone that is in the past coming back somehow in the present. Like, that's their next big change, is that for some reason that loss is coming back up now, and it's changing now. So it's bringing emotions to the surface in some way. All right. So I hope that that's not the case. I kind of hope that that doesn't end up resonating for a lot of you there, Leo, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Okay, but for now, we will move on over to our Virgos. Hey, Virgo, how are we? Next big change coming through for Virgo. What's the next big change happening in Virgo's life? Okay, it's actually coming through pretty straightforward. This message for you, Virgo. We have the Anchor, followed by the Tower. So that's coming through straightforward, as what we're looking at here is a stable foundation. Okay, the Anchor can talk about stability and dependability. The Tower can talk about the foundations that we've built our tower with, our defenses with. So we're looking at a stable foundation in your life, and this is actually a change. This is the next big change, is that you're finding a stable foundation moving forward. Okay, and that stable foundation is creating the lily energy, which is emotional intimacy within yourself. Okay, and that changing for the long term. So finding it does talk about, I feel like this is talking about emotional stability for you, Virgo, that you are finding some sort of emotional stability in your foundation. You're sort of reaching deep down within yourself and finding that you have got a solid foundation where you can actually find emotional stability that lasts. All right, so I don't know why that's coming through as a change. But maybe this is something you've been struggling with, Virgo, is finding that inner stability and that inner foundation that you've built within yourself from, the day you were born, the foundations of who you are. There's something deep down within you to do with, the person that you are, that is actually able to create this emotional stability for you in the future. So it's kind of letting you know that, you may need to take some time to yourself to dig deep and find that stability. But once you find that thing that helps you stay steady, it's going to stick around. It's going to last for you. It's going to give you that emotional security long term. All right. And it's talking about, with the lily as well, being very intimate with yourself. So once again, finding that inner piece of you that holds you steady. And it's coming through as a change, like I said. So, that may be a change for some of you to have that. Whereas, so it's definitely coming through as a positive change for you there, Virgo. So it may be something that you've not really looked that deeply at before, and now you sort of are, and finding that it's going to sort of help you in the long term with your stability. All right, so normally we're seeing things that are a bit more, big changes, but for you this is going to be a big change because it's going to affect you, for the rest of your life, Virgo. So making this, time to look deep within yourself and work out where your foundations lay within your emotional self, within yourself in general. It is going to create a big change for you long term. All right, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we're going to move on over to Libra. Libra, how are we? Next big change coming into Libra's life. What's the next big change for Libra? Libra, best one so far, Libra. We have the Rider. Okay, so news on the way. There's some news on the way. This Rider comes in quick too. Okay, comes in kind of out of nowhere, riding in on his horse. Full horsepower to you. So pretty quick. It does happen pretty quickly. This news is going to come in for you, and this news is actually really good. We have the key and then the fish. Okay, so the key talks about success and successful opportunities. All right, so opening the door to brand new opportunities. And then we have the fish, which is abundance, wealth, finances, so money. All right, so opening the door to more money. So especially with the rider there too, you may, for some of you, you may literally be opening your door to money coming in. So I feel like for some of you, this is like literally going to be delivered to your door somehow, that you know, news that this extra money, and it all of a sudden you open your door and there's this parcel or letter, you know, with news of some sort of abundance that you now have in your life, some sort of financial opportunity and all that sort of stuff. So can't complain with more money headed your way, Libra. That's like I said, the best reading we've had so far today. You're onto a winner there, Libra. So good luck with that. Let me know. Let me know how you go. All right, but you are more than welcome to check other placements, of course. But for now, we'll go to Scorpio. Scorpio. Next big change coming into Scorpio's life. What's the next big change coming through for our Scorpios? Very similar to Libra. We've got two cards that Libra had as well, Scorpio. So some of you may be on the cusp. If you are on the cusp of Libra, make sure you check the Libra read as well, okay? We do have for you the fish first and foremost. So the fish talks about abundance, wealth, finances. But the interesting thing is that we do have that with the coffin. And the coffin is like the death of something, bringing a new beginning. So an ending, bringing a new beginning. Some sort of financial ending is actually bringing you new beginnings and bringing good news, because we do have the rider on the way there as well, and he comes in really quickly. So as soon as you close the door, close the lid on whatever this financial thing is, okay, you will get good news headed your way. So I am just sort of intuitively feeling that even though we're seeing the end of something financially, I feel as though we are looking at positive increase in finances with this reading for you, Scorpio, because it feels like we're ending a bad way of dealing with finances. We're ending something that wasn't working when it comes to creating abundance within our life, creating wealth or creating more money. So we're ending a way that we may have been dealing with money, a bad investment, that sort of thing. We're closing the door on that, closing that out, ending that, and moving forward, having a brand new beginning where all of a sudden that good news can come in, that great news, ending that financial thing is leading you to more money. I'm just intuitively feeling there is, more abundance on the way once we close out that negative financial thing. All right, so if you have noticed you've been sinking money into something in particular that isn't serving you, now's a great time to end that, because it will actually, bring in good news of more finances as well. So for some of you, I'm just getting that for one or two of you, this is talking about, ending out subscriptions that you're not using, closing, stop spending money on subscriptions that you don't even use. Like, this is kind of an example, but, for some of you, this may be on a bigger level. But for some of you, it's like that, if you're not using Netflix, stop paying for it. And ending that subscription actually gives you this new news that, do you know what? We've got this good news for you that, we don't want to lose you as a customer. So we're going to give you a year of free Netflix or something like that. All right. So that's kind of what I'm getting with that. But that's just as an example. So, but if you do have things like that you, they're not serving you at the moment, make sure we're ending those so that we can, clear those, end all those things that we need to end with our financials, so that we can get the new beginnings coming for us. All right, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, there, Scorpio. But we'll move on to our Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. Next big change coming in for Sagittarius, please. Next big change in Sagittarius's life. Why does Sagittarius need to know that, please? Oh, okay. So is that what's changing, or is that the change? Can I just get one more card, please? Is that what is now that is changing, or is that the incoming change? Is that the now or the incoming, please? Okay. All right. Okay. So firstly, we have the Scythe, which is the card of change. It's a big change, a sudden change, an unexpected change. All right. And when the reason I did ask to clarify, if this is something that is going on for you now that is changing, or if this is something coming in that is what we're seeing here. We are looking at this is something currently. So the thing that's going on currently that is about to change for you is hurt. All right, we have the cross energy there, which is the hurt card in this particular deck. Burdens that you've been carrying. We also have the whip, trouble, tension, drama, conflicts that you've been having. So if you have been having some sort of tension within yourself, beating yourself up, if you've been having some sort of burden that you've been carrying, some sort of hurt that you've been holding on to, this trouble, this tension, some sort of conflict or fighting that with somebody that you've been sort of holding on to, that is changing, and it's changing suddenly, unexpectedly. All right, so you may not be expecting that to all of a sudden it's not affecting you anymore. All of a sudden it's changed, and you've overcome that, because that's why you need to know that is the mountain energy, which just talks about overcoming obstacles, overcoming challenges. With the mountain, it's like you're putting in the hard work. So it's you're going to get to the top of the mountain, and when you get to the top of the mountain, that's where you get the achievement. That's where you can look out and you can see the path to go from here. On the other side of the mountain is brand new opportunities for you. Okay, so it's kind of like reassuring you that this soon will pass, and you will get to the tippy top of the mountain, and you will be coming back down the other side. So if you have been dealing with some hurt, I'm feeling that for some of you, this may be connected to anger at yourself, anger at somebody else. Whatever you've been going through, Sagittarius, on a negative aspect, that is going to change very soon. All right, very soon, very quickly, unexpectedly for you. You're going to look around one day and realize, I'm over that. I got through that. I climbed that mountain. I persevered, and I got through that pain. All right. So it may, when you're in the middle of pain and hurt and suffering, it feels like it's never going to end. So that's why you're needing to know about this, because you are needing to know that it is going to end. You are going to get through this. Okay. So that's what we have for you, Sagittarius. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we will move on over to our Capricorns. Hey, Capricorn, how are we? Okay, Capricorn. Next big change coming in for Capricorn. What's the next big change in Capricorn's life? Why is that middle card? Please explain that middle card, please. Why is that middle card showing? Right, okay. It kind of told me, right as I was drawing a card out, it told me what it was. We have the key, firstly, okay? So this is opening the door to someone or something. The key is a very positive card, okay? It's the key, the card of success, the key to success, opening new doors to new opportunities, to successful opportunities. For some of you, this is literally opening your front door, opening your door, opening the door to someone. Okay, so for some of you, that's what this is. It's opening the door to someone, opening the door for someone to come back into your life, or just opening up to this person. Like I said, it did tell me as I was going through what this is about, because we have the whip. So that kind of threw me for a loop there, because I'm like, why are we seeing the whip when that's talking about, trouble and tension and fighting? And then we have the ring. Okay, so we have, two really positive energies on either side of that whip energy. So it did throw me for a loop a little bit there, but then it explained it to me as I drew out the card of what this is about. It's talking about. I'm intuitively feeling that for a lot of you, this is a past relationship that was troubled. Like a troubled relationship, a relationship where there was maybe a lot of fighting, a relationship where maybe you were beating yourself up about some stuff that's happened in this connection. But it's like a troubled connection. I keep getting that there was some sort of fight, some sort of fighting, some sort of conflict, a conflict, like a relationship of conflict with someone. And here's you opening the door or opening up to this conflict, this troublesome connection. The reason the whips come through is because of the letter, some sort of communication. All right. So when the whip is there, it's kind of letting me know that, the communication may be troubled itself as well. There may be some sort of troubling communication coming through, and you're kind of, it's, I'm intuitively feeling that it's kind of like some sort of conflict that you need to work through, talk through, get past. You maybe need to communicate about some past conflict between you and this person. What comes after that? What comes after that for this big change for Capricorn? What comes after that, please? Because I am getting that it's overall a positive. And once again, I'm getting for quite a lot of you, this is giving me that energy of, literally opening your front door, because we have the house of what comes after as well as the garden. Okay, so that can talk about a house meeting. Like, so for some of you, this could be something like there's been a conflict with roommates, and you're needing to actually communicate about that conflict in order to, have a house meeting to resolve this. It does feel like this is about resolving conflict, resolving some sort of conflict. It does feel like there's resolution coming from this. For others of you, this is some sort of communication about, I want to come to your house and see you, kind of thing. The garden energy talks about meeting up with someone. It can, can also be public spaces, but with the house there, I feel like this is talking about your house. And the house talks about stability and security. So on the other side of this conflict, or talking about this conflict, it leads us to, secure, safe meetings, safety within your social zone, security on a social level. security with, because the garden can talk about meeting someone halfway as well. So it's kind of, this change needs to happen to, you need to open up to allow this conflict to be discussed. I do feel that with the letter, talking about that whip energy there, that whatever this tension or trouble is, that it does need to be communicated clearly. So texting, phone calls, emails, in person, online, talking, communication. Communication is key to resolving this issue. Okay. It can be resolved. I'm getting a very positive resolution energy from this. For some of you, this is a past relationship. For others of you, this may have more to do with your actual home, since we're seeing both the key and the house. And it could definitely be that sort of scenario where it's like, conflicts with housemates type or neighbors type of energy being resolved. All right, so that's the next big change coming in for you, Capricorn. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we will move on over to Aquarius. How are we, Aquarius? All right, next big change coming in for Aquarius. Next big change in Aquarius's life, please. What's the next big change for Aquarius? Pretty straightforward, Aquarius. Firstly, I have the sun. Okay. Interestingly enough, I do have one of the other celestial cards in this 3 cards as well. In the middle, though, we do have them. All right, so in this particular deck, the masculine and the feminine have been swapped to you and them. So them is actually talking directly about somebody in your life. Them. All right, so what we're seeing here with the sun talks about happiness. All right, it also talks about things coming to light about them, things being revealed about them or by them. Okay, so that's what we're seeing. What's coming to light about them or by them is the moon energy. All right, so the moon energy is all about emotions. So it's pretty straightforward, telling me that someone is going to be revealing their emotions to you, or you're somehow seeing this person's emotions. Their emotions are coming to light. Their true emotions are coming to light. All right, and with the sun and the moon both on either side of that person, that's quite celestial. So that's quite a blessed thing. I feel like for a lot of you, this is definitely a positive thing. But I'm just going to grab one more card here, Aquarius. Why does Aquarius need to know about this, please? Yeah, new changes, the stork energy there. So it's stirring up brand new energy between you and them. You are going to learn their true emotions, I feel. Pretty straightforward, that, and it's going to stir up some new energy in the connection, get things moving, basically. So that's what we've got for you, Aquarius. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we'll move on over to Pisces. How are we, Pisces? All right, Pisces. Next big change in Pisces life. What's the next big change happening for our Pisces? Okay, why does Pisces need to know that, please? Okay. clarify why Pisces needs to know this. Is that Pisces' current emotion or future emotion? Right, okay. All right, so Pisces, firstly we have the letter. All right, so some sort of communication coming in. The letter does talk about, texting, phone calls, emails, talking online, talking in person. I dare say for a lot of you, I'm getting the vibe of like texting, can I see you? Someone texting you, can I see you, Pisces? Is what I'm getting here, but I am also seeing some other things leading me to that. But we do have the moon card there. All right, so this is talking about someone is communicating, some sort of communication about emotions. All right, and that's leading to the garden energy, which the garden does talk about, meeting places, places to meet people. It is actually quite a social card as well, so it can talk about certain events and things like that, but I feel as though this is just strictly talking about a meeting, like someone communicating their emotions at a meeting, and this is a big change for you. So the interesting thing I'm getting here, Pisces, is that for some of you this is talking about like a psychologist appointment or something like that, having a meeting with your psychologist, or having a meeting with friends that may as well be your psychologist. Sometimes we have those meetings with our friends, because there's a lot of emotions being raised through communication and through this meeting. So for some of you, though, this is like I said, intuitively we're getting the communication first. So it's kind of like a text message that about an emotional meeting. So it's like you're getting a text about, can we see each other? Can we meet up and chat? Can we have this appointment on this day, or something like that? But, we are asking today that this is the next big change happening for you, Pisces. The reason that you need to know about that is because of the mice energy and the hurt card, okay, which the hurt card is the cross in the traditional deck. So we're talking about burdens that you've been carrying, hurt that has been chewing away at you, eating away at your energy, eating away at your thoughts and whatnot as well. Something that's sort of like, and this is probably why I'm feeling strongly that for a lot of you, this is talking about, having a psychologist appointment where you're talking things through, because this is why you need to know about this. I feel like for a lot of you, this is to help release this, all right? Because the reason you need to know about this, and the reason like to clarify this, and whether this is current energy or future energy, is that it is current energy in the fish here, letting us know that, that can talk about the Pisces themselves, your little symbol being the fishy. But it talks about abundance, and it talks about, there's lots of fish in the sea as well. So there's this energy of you need to know about all this, and you need to deal with this hurt in order to, leap forward into the new beginnings, with the stork energy there, to stir up new energy for yourself, to get things moving for yourself. So you need to get this, you need to stir up your emotions in order to start moving forward, in order for you to understand that there's more fish in the sea kind of thing, that there's, more opportunities for you. There's other avenues you can take There's new choices you can make. All right. So for some of you, this is for some of you, this is actually going to be just a very important psych appointment. So therapy type appointment where, regardless of whether that's with an actual therapist or, a therapy type meeting up with friends or meeting up with someone on a social aspect, an event that you attend that brings these hurts to the surface for you, brings these emotions to the surface for you. We do see a lot of communication happening for you. So there is a need for you to communicate this hurt that you have been in or that you are in, Pisces, and that will actually really, really help you start to move on and move forward from the hurt and the pain. All right, so that's why it's an important change for you to make at the moment, Pisces, because you need to be moving forward into this stalk energy where you're stirring up new energy for yourself. It really wants you to stir up new energy within you. So we do need to. It's telling you, talk about the emotions, communicate your emotions. Okay, communicate that hurt, communicate the things that are eating away at you and eating you alive. I want to say with that mice energy too. So really, really getting into your communication at the moment. The interesting thing too is we've got a 6, two 7s, 2 8s in your main spread here. Well, and as we're talking about our emotions, we're moving up higher and higher. Okay, so hurt is 6, the mice and then the letter are 7. So as we start to communicate, it's raising our vibration more and more. As we talk about this, it's raising your vibration. You're going from 6 to 2 7s to 2 8s. And then when we see that brand new energy for you, we're looking at Queen and King energy here. All right, so you need that new energy. You need to raise your vibration by communicating your emotions. Okay, so it's asking you to talk. Pisces, get it out of your system a little bit. Start stirring up some new energy within yourself by releasing. Okay, but that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but hopefully I'll see you all again soon.